Hello. 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 Do you ever find yourself just overthinking? Like you feel anxious about something and so you constantly just think about it over and over and over? Like that's kind of how I felt when I started to make this video. Like I was like, why am I just overthinking this too much? Let me tell you one of the ways that I stop overthinking. Be right back. Okay, so for anyone who's been listening to this channel, or if you go from the beginning, which please do, please subscribe and watch from the beginning. I'm talking about a very significant time in my life. I'm being very open about it, which is really not in my character whatsoever. I'm totally introverted and all that. So I'm being super open about the second pregnancy with this man. So when I started having anxiety years ago, I didn't have any outlets. Right? So my anxiety continued to grow and grow and grow because everything that I had was always just stuck inside of me. I wasn't journaling. I wasn't really, I did see a couple of therapists. They were never a right fit for me. I would talk to my mom, but for the most part, I would keep it to myself and just let time heal all wounds, right? Because time does that. Now though, since I have less time in life, I do things that let things out. And I feel like that's a very important part of an anxiety journey. So if you listen to this podcast, you know that I've talked a lot about the fact that I'm pregnant, which I'm 36 weeks this week, almost there, and the baby's father. I have done this to kind of be free in my mind of the things that I feel. I know that, I'm talking to strangers and whoever else is out there listening, hopefully like other women who may be dealing with what I'm dealing with. But I have to be honest with myself about everything that's been happening. Honest with who I am, honest with who he is, honest with what's about to happen in the future and all of that. And that has been a big deal for me when I think about the anxiety that I used to feel. And I'm not saying you have to be on the internet sharing your life. Sometimes I sit and think about myself like, why am I telling people all this stuff about me? But at the end of the day, I've gotten a lot of value from listening to other women or even men who have dealt with things that I have dealt with, and it helps a lot. So even though I never thought I would be out in the world doing these things, I'm doing it because it has really genuinely helped me get through this time. And I want to say for all the people who are dealing with anxiety, especially the overthinking part of it, that you find an outlet for how you feel. If you can't talk to, a lot of times we have someone that's bothering us, or something someone is doing that is bothering us, such as your children or significant other or even someone at work. If you can't tell them, which I recommend, you set up a little meeting if you can and do that, then have some other type of outlet. I think the most private type is to journal. Maybe you have a friend that you speak to. Maybe you have a YouTube channel like me. But talk about it. Or say it out loud or write it down. Writing it down is one of the best ways. But I've never been like a writer type. So I'm very inconsistent when it comes to journaling. Like I'll do it, but I'll do it when like things are like, whoa. So please have some way of opening up and letting it all out. Oh, this is 36 weeks. People say I don't look that big, which I don't know if I do or I don't, but I feel big. I feel so tired, so much pain. Only when I sleep really do I feel a lot of pain. I don't know. I can barely sit down and get up. Oh, Lord. Sigh. Okay, so quickly, I want to go through some ways, some tips of helping overthinking and talk about why one good way could be posting a YouTube channel. Don't mind my braids. I'm taking them out today, so I cut them. Yeah, I could just cut them to start the process. So, this YouTube channel, one thing that has really helped me do is embrace fears, because I never thought I would talk about myself online to strangers, and still to this day it's kind of odd to me, but it's a fear that I had and I've overcome it. So now I've overcome it, I have no regrets about it, which is nice, because even though I'm like, why did I post that, I don't think like, well, I regretted that I posted it. I feel like it's part of the process. It's great, right? Deep breathing. I talk about deep breathing all the time. I won't beat a dead horse today. But deep breathing is still, to me, always the foundation of anxiety control. Meditate. Meditating is amazing if you can do it. If you have the peace, the time, the patience to meditate, by all means, look, live your best life. I've never really been able to meditate for a long period of time. I can do it for short periods, but it's rough. But so good for you, so helpful. Look at the bigger picture. That is one thing that talking on YouTube does for me, is lets me see the bigger picture. Like, I think about, like in this situation, I thought about everything. I thought about this man's feelings, my feelings, what's like for the baby, what's going to be like for my other daughter, what it's like for her dad, what it's just like for so many reasons and people. And it's because I've been speaking about the situation that has allowed me to kind of open up my mind to look for other things. Recognizing automatic negative thoughts. Whew. I do a lot of these podcasts in the moment of when I'm feeling something, and a lot of times it's something negative. It's just like, how we always give bad reviews. We don't give good reviews as much, but we give bad reviews. So recognizing my automatic negative thoughts have put things in perspective, such as the inconsistency of my baby's father. It helps me to get my thoughts together, so when I talk to him, I can tell him how I feel. I try not to be judgy or anything like that. I just try to be honest about how I feel and what it makes me feel like the future may be like due to the inconsistency that I feel, which is one of my automatic negative thoughts. I stay present. Staying in the present, forgetting the past, not forgetting the past, not focusing on the past, not focusing on the future is really where we need to be in this anxiety control situation. So the YouTube channel allows you to stay present because you can post as much as you want. You can video anything whenever at any time and post it like right away. Live in the moment, have other people live in the moment with you. Also, take action. I'm taking action to relax myself and conquer my fears and talk about what I'm going through, which helps me to feel a lot better. So it's definitely not me sitting, wallowing in my misery and crying, which is all fine as well. Sometimes you just need to take that break, and I've definitely taken those breaks. But it kind of helps me stay on an active road. Also, practice self-compassion. Because one of the nice things about being on social media is, yeah, people say bad things, but people also give their opinion, and it's such good information at times. You're just like, wow, I didn't even think about that. So practicing self-compassion is really what I get from listeners, friends, family, even myself sometimes, because sometimes I'm like, you know, as I'm talking, as I'm saying something, I'm like, dang, that, you know, you're really being hard on yourself. Like, ease up, ease up, ease up. And asking for help. I don't really ask for help on these videos because really I'm an anxiety coach, and I want to allow people to see me deal with anxiety different ways, in order to help them. But I feel like it allows me to feel like I could ask for help if I really felt overwhelmed. You know, hopefully I would be able to really reach out, even though that's harder said than done. Because people do talk about, you know, it takes a village to raise a child, but sometimes that village, yeah, is spread out. Like, you'd be surprised, you know, how these villagers just kind of, you know, walk away or run away when you need them. But, you know, you still get good people all the time. So anyway, I just, you know, wanted to talk about why I do this. If anyone ever thought about, what the heck is this girl putting out all her information on the internet for? You know, this is really why. It's a hard thing to do in order to get to a good place. Because when I tell people now, I say I don't have anxiety anymore. Like, I had it, but I don't have it anymore. Because I do the things that I have figured out that worked for me. So I just want to share them with you. Are you tired of waking up with crazy amount of things on your mind and you don't know what to do? What are you going to do with the kids? You know, you have this thing due for work. You may be in school still. You have a significant other. You have family issues. You want to clean the house. You want to take care of the dog. It's hot. It's hella hot. There's so many things you're always thinking about. Sometimes you can't actually be productive because you're overwhelmed by so much. This may cause anxiety. Anxiety is a long-term problem of stress, worry, fear. If you feel this way and you're having some issues and you need some help with getting your mind straight, getting through these thoughts, hit me up. I have a program for you. You will really, really enjoy it. There's a 4-week program. There's a 6-week program. I give out all my secrets to how I got over anxiety, which I do not have anymore, and how I was able to get my life under control despite everything that was happening. If this is you, please either send me a DM or click the link below.